Alright, what's going on, everyone? Well, welcome back from our nice little week-long vacation, a week-long break over the I can't believe I said holiday. The Halloween week we just had. I hope you parents went out there and got your good old parent tax from the kiddos, got some free candy. But we're back here in Relentless Racing League for the Connor Darnell Designs Xfinity Series. Tonight we got 150 laps here at good old Rockingham. I cannot wait to go to this race in real life next year. For the Let's Go Fishing 150, sponsored by Sean Pointer. Stage break is at 50, and these cars are a handful here. Any car here is a handful, but these Xfinity cars, with how they ride now, it's going to be a show. Wrong AC ad. What? Whatever. Well, anyways, we get qualifying underway. Wait, some guys get out there on track. Mr. Gary Sack Attacks out there. And it is throwback race here tonight, so there should be some throwback scenes out there. I also want to apologize. I am still getting over a pretty good upper respiratory infection I had last week, so my voice might crackle here and there a little bit. No, Tony, you went out there did some laps. What's your analysis on this track?
Oh, it's gonna be wild. It's very, very loose under braking. It's tight or loose off of 2, depending on what line you're on. It's loose off of 4 if you're running the high line. It's gonna be interesting.
Did you say loose under braking?
Oh yes, big time.
I'm kind of jealous now. I don't know about you, but I can't get it cut free in the next gen. It is tight, tight, tight under braking in the next gen. I wish it was loose.
So I feel like the next gen is exact opposite of this car.
Yeah.
Loose under braking, tight off the corner. Next gen is tight under braking, loose off the corner.
Next gen is tight under braking, loose out of 2.
Yep.
But out of 4, I mean, unless you absolutely step on that pedal rolling through center, I haven't had an issue out of 4 yet. Except for the long run practicing. But other than that, I haven't had an issue coming out of 4.
No, I feel like this car is definitely a lot harder to drive than the next gen is here.
Let's actually see if we can't go on board here with... something ain't working right. Oh, that's not working right. Alright. I'm going to go on board with Banks, but give me a second. Yeah, hopefully you guys can keep it clean. I know last time we went racing for the week, it was not a good week at all. The best race we had of the week was actually the ARCA Series. I think they only had 1 caution at Daytona 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Who would have thought the best race would have been ARCA? Let's see if it works now. There it goes. Now it's working. Okay. So I actually want to go back and let's actually go on board with Bro. So he does have the fast slap. So I want to go back to Brosso's fast lap. Let's go on board here with Cedric Brosso. Wow, you can really hear. He has to wait until he is out of that corner to get fully on the gas. Out of turn 2.
I'll be honest. I'm surprised that the fast lap, as of now, is coming off the bottom. I expected it to be a top line.
Now, is that from your practice, or is that from your experience practicing for our race Wednesday?
Both.
Okay.
I've found that for me personally, I am much faster on the top line, in any car. We ran a truck practice race here. I didn't run the Xfinity practice race. We ran a next gen practice race. We ran a Gen 6 race here. And I found that the top was a lot more comfortable for me.
Not for them
Easier to get the car
tires.
to rotate. Yeah, you just got to manage it. Especially later in the run, I think the top line is going to be pretty dominant. I don't think you're going to be able to pass on the bottom line.
Pretty just said in chat should have ran the bottom, and Pretty just missed pole by one hundredth of a second. Yeah, and like I said to start the broadcast, I can't wait for this race next year. I've been waiting for them to go back to Rockingham. It is my legit home track. I live an hour away from the track, if that. It's literally just a straight shot from my house there. So cannot wait to go to this race next year. Both of them actually. Hopefully, you guys can put on a pretty good show. As this race can be interesting. I know last time we raced, there wasn't too many cars left on track without damage. Now let's hope these guys pick that week long break we had, got some practice in, and hopefully we can get some good clean here tonight. Good clean racing in here tonight.
Yeah, they can run about 50 laps under green on a tank of fuel, so minimum of a 2-stop race.
And that might be interesting coming to a stage break then, because they can run 50 or about 50.
So sitting on pit road, it says 52. We all know that that's kind of hit and miss, but if I feel like they'll be able to run 50 no problem. Plus, we're going to have a couple early cautions. At a track like this, it's more than likely going to happen.
Yeah, that guy's no faith. Anyway, let's go over our starting lineup real quick. Cedric Broso getting that pole position here tonight. Broso's having a really solid season when it comes to pole. Pretty chestnut outside him. You'll have a DVR, row 2, Eric Schaefer, Brandon Bakes. Row 3, Justin Axton, Mitchell Conley, Kevin Biggs, William Peters, row 4, Nathan Penley, Michael Newbrow, row 5, John Schwellenbacher, Alyssa Peltier-Sharp, row 6. Row 7, Jason Hastings, Sam Gordon, Gary Sack, Tom Golker, row 8, Sylvian Gallant, Josh Van Westen, row 9, Joseph Nalback, Jacoby Treat, row 10, Justin May, Gordon Spain, row 11, Riley Barton, Mark Dupree, row 12. Wow, dang, that's a lot of people here. Row 13, Scott D. Stewart, Evan Ludy, Sean Pointer, Davey Hendricks, row 14, Darren Cannon, Vincent Vacken, row 15, Ricky Williams, Brady Price. Row 16, Justin Miller, Matty Forns. Row 17, they give Michael Giberson. And not Tony, but Tony is slotted in row 18. Row 19, Nathan Eastep and Chad Wiggins. So big field here tonight. There were some jokes in the Xfinity chat. Hopefully we can make it past the start finish line before a caution came out. I didn't think that was Xfinity. Was that Xfinity last week? Or 2 weeks ago?
I think they're referencing last year, but I could be wrong.
No, you know what? You're right. There wasn't wreck. Yep, I remember that. I do remember that wreck. I do remember that wreck.
And we are using the restart zone tonight. I do believe that is going to be huge. Track position is going to be huge. And your lane choice is also going to be huge. I believe that starting on the outside lane is going to be the lane of choice on restarts.
Oh, so you said there's no restart zone?
There is a restart zone.
Okay. Interesting. But yeah, I think outside lane, I would not be shocked if you pretty get an early lead here. You could just send it so deep into turn 1 on that outside line. And if you know what you're doing and you're careful, you can get a really solid runoff. It's just that high line here at Rockingham, you gotta be careful. It can really chew up the tires. Pacer's gonna pull off. 150 laps of racing. Green flag is out. We're underway. Whoa,
We got
tires.
a bump on the start.
Wow. They're pretty, like I said, taking that high line, rolling around 1 and 2 up high, and easily clearing the 30 Pro. So,
Yeah, he got such a launch that he was able to use that cut down lane, which if you can use that, it really puts a lot less strain on your tires on the exit of the corner. If you can't really get the car to rotate, you really have to get off throttle and really put.
Oh, Brosa loose into turn 1. Wow, what a save! Oh, and he's loose off the 2. He's gonna get into shape for spin around. Caution's gonna fly. Did everyone make it through that?
Looking
Wow.
like it so far.
So going back to what you're saying about Pretty's initial start, I also saw a little bit of tire spin out of the 30 on that initial start as well.
Yeah, it looked like he spun the tires. 3 got in the back of him a little bit. 3 lifted, let him gather it back up. That allowed the 42 to just, I believe it's the 42, just to not 42. Anyways, allowed him to get that launch, the 22, get out front, run his lane, and get off a 2 clean, have a good run down the straightaway.
Look at everyone make their way through this. That is really impressive work by these guys. That is.
There was some close calls there.
Oh, there was. The first close call, I believe, was the 80. The 86. Wow. William Peters is getting through that.
Inches.
77 had. I think he slowed down enough. I want to go on board with the 86 because that was a close call for William Peters. Oh, yeah. He could not see. It was his tire smoke and then a black and pink car out of nowhere.
Good heads up driving all throughout the field to keep that clean, only having 1 car spinning out there. He's probably going to go in. Probably doesn't even really have much for damage. Start at the back. Probably heated up his tires pretty good, but 5 sets of tires. So really, you could use 1 here if you needed to. But it pretty minimal for what could have happened there. A car spinning at the front of the field.
And I think what really really helped Peters in that situation is I was on board with him. As soon as he saw the 3 get sideways, he was already letting off the gas. He wasn't waiting for the yellow to come out. He saw him sideways, he was letting off, not really giving him that extra time he needed to avoid the 3.
Well, I firmly believe that this race is going to be a race of attrition. So if you can keep your car clean, there's a good chance you could win this.
Yeah, and unlike our race on Wednesday, these cars you really can't use up the wall like we can in the next gen. I noticed when I was practicing, there was times I'd get a little tight off the two and kind of tap the wall. If you do that in these Xfinity cars, they're so soft, you could really mess up the aerodynamics on the car, even give you some toe damage.
Well, and not only that, it kills your whole run. If you get into the wall, chances are you're going to get hit from behind too. It slows you down so much in this car compared to the next gen.
Yeah. And here at Rockingham, I think Rockingham's a mile and a third.
I think it's 1 mile actually.
Well, actually, I can pull that up real quick. I think SDK will tell me. Under race info, it is. Yep, 1 mile, and it's kind of like Dover, to where it's a short track, but you're gonna want that arrow.
Oh, absolutely. But I will say this: I noticed that the draft is a factor here. If you can get in draft, it does pull you down the straightaways a little bit.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's not a huge notice like Daytona or any of those tracks, but you'll see it on the stopwatch.
I tell you what, Tony, us NASCAR fans, I think we're waiting for tomorrow for a reason other than the election.
Yeah.
We're waiting for that penalty report to come out. All right, Patriots gonna pull off. Thanks, Chestnut front row. Cross it back in the air. Pretty taking full advantage of that restart. Getting a pretty good launch. Although the Banks are actually kind of able to hold somewhat decent with him on that restart.
Yeah, Banks is able to clear that 42, so that's going to give him options on corner exit.
42 of Axon have had some solid runs this season. Just behind him, the 8 of Nathan Penley, running a good old Dell Jr. throwback team, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's the 2001 scheme. It is. I was able to tell it right away. We have Riley Barton and Darren Cannon involved in a wreck. Not sure where they're at. They are stopped on the apron in turn 3.
No caution.
No caution. Oh, Darren Cannon went right in front of the field. Wow!
There's the caution.
I wonder what happened here with Riley and Darren. Where was the 2 of Darren running at? I think he was running behind Riley in the 33. Further back, Riley just missed corner entry. Ran into the other Dell Jr. scheme, and down the track he goes, and unfortunately Darren Cannon over him to go. Giverson involved as well. Is that the one in Nallback correct as well? This is after the caution came out. Oh!
Got in the wall, yep, and got spun.
Oh, wow. Schaefer barely making it through that. And the other thing about Rockingham is a lot of people don't realize this, but these different walls make a big, big difference. Even on iRacing, you're going to take a lot more damage hitting a concrete barrier than you will a safety barrier.
And this is our second caution already, but it's kind of disappointing for me because Rockingham is such a fun track if you have guys that have figured out how to run it. It's just you can battle side by side for laps. You don't want to, obviously, but it's so much fun.
Yeah, and going back to penalty scheme, the only reason I realized penalty scheme right off the rip is that is one of the other diecasts I'm really looking for. From Washington State myself, that was that was the first season Safety Field was open. They were playing an all-star game there, so I've been trying to find that scheme forever. I keep finding the 03 one, but I don't want the 03 one. I want the 2001. Big, you don't see that. Let's go through and look at the throwbacks. Biggs is running. Is that a Labonte scheme?
I think it is. It's either Labonte or Kyle, but that looks older, so I'm wanting to say that's Labonte.
Mitchell Conley running Winston scheme. Old Winston scheme.
Is that a Jimmy Spencer Winston?
That's what I was thinking. Newbrock not running nothing. William Peters ain't running nothing. Alyssa Peltier running. I don't know who that is, but it's a nice looking scheme.
Yeah, Joe Robert told me about that, but I don't recall what he said it was a throwback to. A street stock. It was a street stock that Alyssa used to race.
Yeah, and there's some pretty cool schemes out here. The 21 looks dope. I don't know who that is, though. Oh, old 38 Good Ranch scheme. I don't remember seeing her running that one. Mom and Pops in the Hood? I don't remember that.
I've seen that one floating around trading paints. I don't recall if it's an actual throwback or a made-up one.
Justin May running an old Kyle Petty scheme. John Schlumbacher running old Sterling Marlin scheme. I was actually thinking about running that one tomorrow night or Wednesday night.
Oh, that's a good call. Stein says that might be a Dale Jarrett throwback for the interstate one.
Who's that run at Biggs?
Yeah.
You know, yeah, that does have a more of a mid-90 feel to it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That is a good call. I don't mind. I thought I would see more throwbacks out here. There's quite a few, but I thought I'd see a lot more. So pretty elected to choose the outside lane here on the restart like he did last time.
I think that's what we're going to see all night. That high lane getting into turn one is such an advantage. You really have to slow down on the bottom line.
Because even with the restart zone, you're still leaving yourself vulnerable for that guy on the high line to get a good start. As you see Kevin Biggs actually jumping up to the high line right away. As soon as he came to start finish line.
I think the 30 car may have been either in the wrong gear or spun his tires. I couldn't see
when he checked out that outside lane. Coming from someone who did a lot of practice here, that was an impressive save by that 86. It is not easy to save a car when it runs down the track here. Rockingham, and he gets loose again, come off turn 4. Oh, and here comes the angle. What?
Oh.
I think turn 4 is more of a kryptonite than turn 2 is with these cars.
I was surprised at how loose this car got off of turn 4, especially early in the run. And this track is pretty hot right now. 101 degree track temp.
I'm gonna say something that people who are fans of Seattle might know. I'm gonna say my oh my if you know where that's from, because that is really hot. Eric Schaefer though had that early wreck earlier in the race. He's made his way back up to 15th. But Schaefer slowly but surely making his way back to the field. Coming up to his teammate, the 49 of Hastings. I don't think Hastings can put up too much of a fight here to his teammate.
I also don't think Schaefer's going to push the issue in turn 1 and 2. I think 3 and 4 is where you're going to see the moves.
Yeah, I think that's going to be true for Wednesday night as well. Really all week long, I think the way to set up a pass here is you got to set up a run off of turn 2 into 3. Turn 1 and 2 is not really a good area to try to complete a pass.
No, it narrows up so much on corner exit where the cars just want to come together, and you really can't push the issue. You either lift to keep your car underneath. Oh, the 30 just spun the 8. 8 saves it. It's not been run over yet. 38 in the wall.
Oh, wow.
Scott in that right rear corner.
What a save.
Some heads-up driving throughout the field, though. A lot of tracks, the 8 would have just been run over.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that going into turn 1, we'll pull up the dashboard. Going into turn 1, you actually do slow down quite a bit. I mean, you go all the way down to 120 into turn 3. So they go into turn 1. Yeah, down to 120, 119-ish, thrown through 1 and 2, so.
And if you're on the bottom line, it's even, smaller. You can keep it wound up a little bit more on the top line. Banks is putting the pressure on Preedy up here. What I saw in practice is Banks is going to have. He's going to be the one to beat tonight. He had the speed. Earlier in practice, he was the only one that was really able to compete with the time I put down early. Everybody else was pretty far off, and he came into the session late. So he's definitely going to have the speed. And it's Banks, right? He can manage tires. We've seen him do it race after race after race.
Oh!
Where I feel like Preedy is probably pushing his a little harder, and they're going to give.
Yeah, I was about to say the East guys are running away from the field, and Preedy just had a small slip up coming out of turn 2, goes up and hits the wall. Not seeing too much damage on a 22. Really not seeing a scrape mark, but it definitely suckered him into the wall, slowed him down there a little bit. Basically, take the lead.
You can scrape the wall in turn 2 without really hurting the car. It's anything more than a scrape that you're really going to feel it.
A little bit further back, Michael Newbraw trying to hold off the 23 and Mitchell Conley. Mitchell Conley, he has been caught up in everybody's issues so far this season, has not had very good luck.
I'll tell you what, I'm watching that 3 car, and he is able to carry a lot of speed on that bottom line.
Yeah, he's made his way up in the P9. Made up a lot of ground since the spin earlier. One thing we know also about Schaefer is he's really using. It almost looks like he's using the apron in both sides of the track to really help him rotate the car. You see him dive it down here, go and touch the apron there, and help him rotate. I think this is helping him with him and.
Oh, we got a big wreck at the back. 49, 13, 18.
What was it? Take you mean the 018.
Yep, 018.
Ooh, Mark Dupree just sent it in there in the back of Hazy. Oh my gosh! Holy cow.
And the helicopter award goes to...
It's early in the race, but that might be her. Thank God the sooner moment of the race, because that was a lick. And Jacob almost did his Tokyo Drift impression to make it through that. I don't know how bad Jacob was hurt from that wreck. He had a little bit of right front damage. Actually, quite a bit. Oh, wow, quite a bit of right front. That right front is all messed up.
I feel like he was in a four-wheel slide. I don't know that there was a whole lot more. Yeah, it looks like the toe was out on that right front tire.
Yeah. Hey, he made it past the 49, and unfortunately, 13 to Dupree was there. Some of these guys here, they have that Kyle Busch luck, and some of these guys are Joey Logano. Not Logano, Lucano. That is forever his name in my books now. That was a massive hit by the 49. Holy cow. Kind of surprised. Yeah. No, leaders came down pit lane. Now, that was a decent green flag run. Like you said, they have 5 extra sets of tires.
Yeah, I just don't think you want to give up the track position. It's going to be tough to pass here. You don't want to be back in the hornet's nest. If you're out front, you want to stay out there all night.
I don't know if I would say it's tough to pass him. We've seen Schaefer make his way through the field on the same set of tires as everybody else. I mean, if you can get some fresh stickers on there, it might be easier than we think it is.
Yeah, I feel like it's not a huge thing staying out front, but I feel like if you're not like almost perfect every lap, you probably don't want to give up the track position. Plus, anything can happen with the cars around you.
Penley and Schaefer back here playing bumper cars. I think Schaefer's just messing with them. Yeah, I don't lie, Tony. Come next weekend, I'm rooting for Reddick. I want to see Jim France have to give that trophy to Michael Jordan. I want to see that so bad, so bad.
I'll be rooting for Willie B.
Willie B isn't close. If 2311 wasn't doing what they're doing, 100% Willie B. But it's just the slap in the face. If Reddick wins, I want to see so bad. Anybody but Penske, to be honest, because I cannot stand Joey's in the playoffs. He's had 3 lucky wins to get there, and it's just this year has proved they need to change his playoff system between Larson missing, Logano getting in, and just the shenanigans yesterday was just complete BS. I mean, it really overshadowed how good that race was yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like if everybody drove like racers and not teammates or anything like that, I think the playoff format would be fine. There's just, like you said, too many shenanigans.
I mean, but who knows? Maybe NASCAR comes out with a panel report tomorrow that kind of like lays down the law. Hey, we're not going to stand by this no more. And maybe we'll see the 3, the 1, and the 23 all get penalized. If they all three get penalized and they lay down the law, hey, this is not okay. I don't know if I'll mind the format. It's just I don't know how you leave the best 2 drivers all year long. Bell and Larson are out. 2 of the 3 best.
Yeah, just I feel like it's so. Here's my one critique to that as we're getting ready to go green is, and clean launch 23 did not go.
22 had a little bit of tire time as well.
My critique would be change up the tracks. I feel like it favors certain drivers.
100%. Oh, the 3 wide. Penley gonna get wrecked on the bit. Into the inside wall. Penley goes.
He hit it flat though. He might not have too much damage from that.
Looking at the side view, I don't see a lot of toe damage on that car. A little bit of a scrape on that left front. I think Penley might have got away with that.
Yeah, he hit it, but the flat hit It's definitely not a night ender.
Come back and see if we can get a far chase view of this. Okay, so you're 3 wide. I think Gordon got a little loose. You know what?
But
I think Penley got lucky that his left rear kind of hit first, just ever slightly. I think Penley lucked out there.
and all of that started further up front. The
Yeah.
23 didn't go. It checked everybody up, and people started going 3 wide.
But go back to what you're saying. Yeah, they need to move the tracks around because, like you said, they favor drivers. And what makes it worse is next season they're adding 2 tracks that are Phoenix style, Gateway and New Hampshire into the playoffs. So now it's like you're making it easier for people like Logano, like Blaney, to get into the championship four because those are their tracks.
I would definitely like to see them do something like we do, where that championship race is rotated. So it never favors one driver every season.
I know you got kiddos. You ever seen the episode of SpongeBob where Patrick goes, "How about we take Bikini Bottom and move it somewhere else?" That's what they need to do with the championship race. How about we take the championship race and move it over here?
Yeah, rotate it around. Go to 1.5 miles. Go to a 1 mile. Go to a 2 mile. Go put Michigan in there one each season.
So
that would really shake it up.
So here's because me and my buddy we talk every day, and he's a huge large scale like me. We're big NASCAR guys. I've told him why they can't do it, and the track NASCAR can go to is limited. So there's 2 big things that come into play when they 3 big things when they come into play when they play a championship race. The first thing is weather, right? You can't go to Michigan in November.
Yeah.
No way.
Right.
The second thing is it has to be NASCAR owned. That's why it takes Charlotte out. That's why it takes Las Vegas out. That's why it takes all these other tracks out. The third thing is it has to be a destination city. Darlington will be a phenomenal championship place, but what the hell is there to do in Darlington?
Yeah, it definitely has to be south or west, southwest.
But Kansas, what about Kansas? Like,
yeah, I think your issue there is going to be weather.
Really?
Yeah. This time of year, a lot of tornadoes, a lot of rain.
Yeah.
But, a Texas. Not
SMI.
owned by NASCAR, but
yeah, that's the problem. SMI.
I feel like there's things they could do if they wanted to.
Or here's the other thing. Okay, if you're gonna have the championship race somewhere, right? That has to be the only race of that track that season. You can't go there twice. You can't.
I agree. I think that makes it more even across the board.
We're talking about the Schaefer. He's made his way up into 4th, working on an 18 to Kevin Biggs. Schaefer getting a little loose off of turn 2, but able to complete the pass. Impressive move there by Schaefer. Eric Schaefer on that low line, rolling through 1 and 2, able to get the pass complete. That's a pretty impressive move.
Yeah, I'm seeing the car start watching Schaefer. I'm seeing the car start washing up. I fully expected that. Running that bottom line as the tires wear, that car wants to go a little wider. So I think that will be something to note later on in the race as we get wrecking, big wreck.
Justin Atkinson, he was running pretty good too earlier in the race. I think he was just outside the top 10 when this happened. 38 of Gordon Spain just inside of him, and that's what we were talking about. Washing up the track, accident in the wall, 38 into the wall. Here comes okay, wow. Okay, I think I saw Brady Price collecting this. Let's see if we can't get a good view.
Yeah, he got a little bit of it. The lucky car there is that 21 car. He was able to stay ahead of the primary wreck and and he was behind the primary wrecks and ahead of the secondary wrecks.
Actually, you know what, Tony? This is 2 wrecks in 1 because they're wrecking in front of him, but Brady also hits the wall behind him and gets into Gary. So it's kind of 2 wrecks that happen at the same place at the same time. Chad Wiggins and the Cookie Monster machine, he's unfortunately involved.
Yeah, I think his is pretty minimal though. A little bit of front end damage, but it was pretty square.
Oh, Vincent barely making it through. Nathan Penley unfortunately involved. 9, he makes it through.
Yeah, 8's got a lot of damage on that left front fender.
Yeah,
and this will not be stage.
And what sucks for Penley is he was back there because of what happened on the restart for this green flag run. Set him back here, and I mean, he's back here with the squirrels, and you're gonna get your nuts cracked when you're back there with them.
And that kind of goes back to my previous comment about staying out on tires. That's where you do not want to be here. If you can be top 5, it's worth giving up the tires to stay in the front.
Yeah, speaking of staying up front, someone I want to talk about real quick. Alyssa Peltier, we talked about top 5 being safe. Pocono, last time we ran, she was actually in the top 5 lap when she got wrecked. Able to come out here tonight, currently running 7th. Looking solid to get some stage points here.
And speaking of Alyssa, I've been watching her, and there was a couple times where there could have been some big wrecks, but she was smart. She checked up and saved herself and a few other drivers. So she's definitely not pushing the issue right now. She knows it's a long race. They're not even a third of the way through. So being smart, trying to be there at the end.
Yeah, and that's one of the big things about Rockingham, or tracks like Rockingham, is you got to give a lot more than you take here. If you just take, you're just going to wreck your car out and you wreck everybody else around you. You got to give a little. And I think that's what's really helping Alyssa out right now, running in that P7 position.
Well, and like you said, giving. If you're on that high line coming out of turn 2, this late in a run, that car is not going to want to turn. So your options are hit the wall, wreck the guy below you, or slow down. That's the only way that car is turning this late in a run on that high line with a car to your inside. I feel like we saw that twice in one wreck.
Yeah.
When I was out there running practice laps, about 20 laps in is where you really couldn't go side by side through turn 2 without really pushing your car into a bad position.
Yeah.
I feel like these guys are being a little more conservative than I was in practice because I was pushing it every lap. These guys seem to be able to make it stick a little longer, so that tells me they're not pushing the car as hard as they could. But definitely turn 2 is going to be the issue, especially on the longer run.
Yeah, in this short run, we're going to have something interesting. We're going to have a battle for the lead, but we're also going to have a battle for the lucky dog as Gibb, Peters, Darren, they're all only 1 lap down. We get this restart and I'll keep an eye on those 3 as well.
Brandon Banks, our leader, chose the bottom line, got a little loose on the restart.
Teammate was behind him. Actually, he had 2 teammates behind him on that bottom line. Smart move there by Brandon, trying to get 2 of his teammates.
I think I still would have went to the top line. The older the tires are, the harder it's going to be to restart on that bottom line. Just the curvature of the track. It's a little... feel like you're going to have a little more grip on that higher line.
Yeah, I'm back here watching battle for the lucky dog. William Peters currently leading the way for that lucky dog right now. He's well ahead of Darren Cannon and Giberson. So William Peters in a 5 lap should be able to get back on the lead lap. Not sure when he got involved in a wreck, but his car's looking fairly clean. I'm actually surprised Williams driving as aggressively as he is. He has a little bit of a gap. I would play it safe if I'm that 86 machine.
Well, I think he wants to get away from cars that could take him out of that lucky dog position too.
Oh, Alyssa Peltier making some moves into the top 5 on the outside line. Roll through 1 and 2. Here we go around the 6th of Michael Newberaw.
And I feel like that top line. Oh yeah, I feel like that top line is going to be pretty dominant.
She just got.
Yeah.
She got on the wall, was still able to pull even with Kevin Biggs. Kevin Biggs watching the track there a little bit. That's some tight racing between her and Kevin.
But they held it, man. They didn't get in the wall. They able to battle side by side. That's impressive. 47 laps into a run.
Well, and we're 5 races in the season. You're starting to kind of learn who you can trust and who you can't. And just racing and broadcasting for Kevin Biggs as long as I have. Oh, she's gonna get a tap from the 90 of Justin May. Kevin Biggs goes around.
Yep, 90 just wrecked.
I was just about to say, Kevin Biggs is one of the few guys I think I would trust to hold it side by side of a track like this, and the 90 of Justin May just cleaned him out.
Yeah,
really.
well, it started by the 90 getting the back of the
Yep.
71, and then had to check up and came together with the 18.
Yeah, it's like Kevin Biggs, driver's side first. Yeah, right there. Oh, he got him loose too. That was
Just
interesting.
sent it through the middle or through the high line, and tell you what, that's a heck of a save by that 71. I've had that car loose there. It gets into like a lazy spin, and it takes a while to correct.
I'll say this for Kevin. I'll have to go look at his damage. I don't think it's that bad. He said 71. Oh, yeah.
That will be the stage. Points will be awarded. And I imagine everybody on the lead lap will be coming down pit road.
I will say this, though, Tony. I'm going to try to get a better camera angle of this 18. Unless his toe in that right rear is messed up, I think he kind of got away with that very minimal damage of how he got turned. I mean, yeah, that back end has seen better days, but
Well,
that could have been a lot worse for him.
if anything, I think that might loosen him up a little bit. It might not hurt as bad as you think on the long run.
I can't tell if his toe's messed up in that left rear.
Doesn't look like it, but there is a little bit of gap between the fender and the back, the bumper essentially. And if anything, that's going to put a little air in there and make that car a little loose. That might be a okay thing through turn 2.
Yeah, I just can't tell if the damage in the body of his car is making it look like toe damage or what. Because going back and watch the replay again, it didn't look like he hit the wall that hard. No, I think it's messed up. Now I see it.
Yeah, we'll see how long he sits on pit road here.
It's hard to tell. And also going back to the 71 real quick, she has rear end damage, but that spoiler is intact. And I think where she got hit at is just a little frowny face in the rear bumper. I do see a little bit of a gap on that left rear. No, not really, actually. I thought there was more of a gap there.
I think she'll be all right with that damage. I don't think it's really going to affect too much.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, if I'm the 71... I wouldn't worry about trying to get too much damage fixed as I don't think she did. She came out where she was running at. Interesting call though. Gary back in Sack, Spain, Ludi, they all stayed out here.
Yeah, I think are they a lap down?
Nope. They pitted on Vincent Vakin. I don't know if my SDK is right. He pitted 25 laps ago. That might be wrong, but Sack, Ludi, and Spain all pitted under the last caution we had.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense. So they'd cycle to the front and see how they can fare in clean air. But they got some laps on their tires. This restart's going to be crucial. You spin them, you're probably going to get
Yeah, the Vakin is out there in 25 lap old tires. He's going to get ate up like crazy. I'll be kind of surprised when he comes up pit lane because it might make it a 2-stop race if we do manage to keep it green from here on out. Compared to everybody else, I think everybody else on a 1-stopper.
Yeah, I feel like that's more of a they're banking on cautions type of thing.
All right, Pacer's going to pull off into Vakin, leaves the green. Gary Sack to his inside into restart zone they are. Gary Sack left way early, and that probably is going to be a black flag for the 89 or 88. No, 89 to Gary Sack.
Yep, black flag. Him and the 86 both have black flags.
The 86?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was a passing on the bottom line. I'm willing to bet that was caused to that checkup.
Yeah, Gary Sack went early, really stacked to the inside. I mean, Gary should have kept
going.
going.
And 18's going around.
Yellow flag.
Well, that made a big break for Gary.
Well, only if he got to pit road.
Yeah, said he's on pit lane.
All right, then he should be all right. But yeah, if he wasn't on pit road, he'd just have to come back in under green.
Another thing I'm noticing in watching that wreck, Eric Schaefer's back here too. He must have got a speeding penalty.
Yeah, if he's that far back, he had to have gotten some sort of penalty.
Yeah, Gary's on pit lane.
Well, he came back out, but it's showing him falling behind the pace truck, so we're going to see where they score him at, if he ends up a lap down or not.
He's currently 1 lap down, I think.
I think you're right. I think where he came out, he wasn't able to beat the pace truck off pit road.
Yeah, he's only scored 1 lap down. And going back to Kevin Biggs' wreck, it was a single car wreck. It looked like probably just the damage he has affected the handling a lot more than he thought. I think there's a lot more toe damage than we think there is, because that car just went sideways on him.
Well, like I think what I said earlier, where that car is going to be looser, I think it may be a little more loose than I anticipated.
Yeah, it just snapped on him.
Alright, so it looks like they did clear the 86's penalty, which means it was avoiding a wreck deal. Looks like the lights are off on the pace truck. We're gonna get this thing restarted.
Yeah, Evan Liddy surprisingly choosing the inside line here in this restart.
I feel like there's two different types of drivers for Richmond. You have the guys that are really comfortable on the bottom line, and you have the guys that are really comfortable on the top line.
Did you just say Richmond?
Rockingham, whatever.
Two completely different tracks, my friend.
But it's just one of those things where either you're good on the bottom or you're good on the top. I feel like Ludi is probably better on the bottom. That's why he chose the bottom.
Oh, he gets a really good launch, too.
Looked like that outside lane was sleeping, except for the 22.
A little bit further back, you have Peltier looking to get around the inside of Vincent Vac, and Vac is still trying to hold these people off in these older tires. Just in front of her, you got the 88 of Scott Stewart.
He was caught up in a wreck early on, able to
Mm-hmm.
drive back up there to 5th position.
Back up there. He was never up here. He started all the way back in 26. Got D. Stewart looking to try to get himself another win this season. We're 5 races in. We have yet to see a repeat winner in this
Oh,
season.
we got the 23 going around. He gathers it up on the apron.
And this season has been the season of cursed luck for race winners so far. Seems like once you win a race, you're just bound to have some bad luck.
Well, at least you can afford to have that bad luck.
Yeah.
You got that
Yeah.
race win. You're locked into the playoffs. I'd rather have the win and get wrecked out of every other race than have to fight my way in.
Yeah, and speaking of race winners, Scott D. Stewart, your highest placed previous race winner in 5th. Ethan's not here. I don't think Millie's here. And Penley, he's had some bad luck. So, might be shaking up to get our 5th new winner of the season in just 5 races.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it? Considering the amount of repeat winners we had last season.
You mean the 2 repeat winners we had all last season?
There was a few.
It was really only
sprinkled
2.
in there.
It was the Brandon and Brandon show all last season. But Stewart able to make his way around Tom Golker in the 77, moves his way up into P4. Melissa Peltier right behind Golker running 6, and just behind her you see the 38 of Gordon Spain. He's been caught up. I think he got caught up in a record. He's been around a couple of them, but
Yeah, I don't think he ever got into any of them major.
Well, as we say that, it almost gets into Alyssa and sends her into the wall. I think Alyssa trying to come up wasn't quite clear. Just behind them, you have the 21 of Josh Van Weston. He also started in the back of the pack. He's up 9.
Having definitely having a solid race. Oh, 27's loose on the apron. All right, we're all clear.
And then Schaefer, he's made his way back into the top 10. I think Schaefer's passed more cars than anybody tonight. He has went to the back twice now and made his way back up. Evan Liddy, though, has built a decent half a second lead over that second place car, the 22 of Pretty Chestnut.
Moody's on older tires, is he not?
Yeah.
Yeah, Banks, I think, it's either Banks or the 22 are on the freshest.
Ludi has 10 lap older tires, but a lot of those laps were under caution.
Yep. So not too much of a disadvantage, and that fresh air is definitely going to help him.
Yeah, and I think all the couple cautions we've had since stage break, it's going to really kind of get rid of the fuel advantage Pretty and everybody else had over Ludi. I think everyone should be able to make it from one stop from here. It should be interesting.
I think the only ones that might not are going to be those ones that pitted like 20-something laps ago. But I think they're probably going to need at least 1 or 2 more cautions to get inside that same fuel strategy as everybody else.
I was single filed it out for the most part. Not really seeing any side-by-side racing going on.
Well, I believe that people are going to tone it down a little bit now, right? They've made it past the stage. Points have already been awarded. Now it's the long game. Trying to survive to the end.
Yeah, and a track like Rockingham, you really got to think when you want to come down pit lane because of how these cars do handle on fresh tires. Do you want to risk it for a little bit of time game and go a lap down, or do you want to run it dry and a caution not have? These tracks like Rockingham are the most infuriating to try to plan a pit strategy around because anything could happen.
Yeah, it's a risk either way. I feel like a lot of it's going to be determined on where you're at on track. If you're up at the front, you can afford to wait, to the end. If you're towards the back, you're going to try to do a leapfrog with those fresh tires, one into the wall.
Evan Lead is able to do a pretty damn good job, able to maintain the lead on those older tires.
Yeah, it's really not fluctuating much, is it? Sitting right about that half a second mark.
I think Pretty's starting to lose a little bit of time, but the real guy keep an eye on at 54, Brandon Banks. He's been slowly kind of chipping away at that lead. He was about a second and a half, 2 seconds back not too long ago. He's chipped it down to underneath of a second now.
And it seems like Preety might be pushing a little harder now that that 54 has gotten a little closer. You're starting to see that gap kind of fluctuate a little more. Like he's pushing a little harder on corner entry and losing some time on corner exit.
Yeah, last time by, your top three in time, Schaefer ran the quickest. Second quickest was Stewart, and third quickest was Banks. Schaefer still able to run 24s, although this time by, Schaefer runs a 25.6, loses a little bit of time to the leader there.
And he was probably passing a car, had to lift a little bit.
And looking at best times, tire falls not what I thought it would be. I mean, these guys are at least 20 laps into this run or coming close to it, and based off their best time, they're only a second off. So not as much tire fall as I thought I would see here at Rockingham.
Well, and qual lap was a 24.5, and that's what we're seeing. We're seeing faster than that from the leader right now.
No, he ran a 25.4.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Numbers are hard.
That's why you joined the Army, not the Air Force.
Yes.
It's getting interesting because they got all the top four underneath the second. Looney is really starting to lose time to these guys. And I think within a couple laps, we're going to start seeing some battling going on for the lead as Pretty is really starting to chase down that 28 machine.
Yeah, and Stewart's worked his way into this picture too. 2 car lengths behind the 54.
Schaefer, he's made his way in the top 5. Got around Golker for 5th.
Oh, Reckon, 21. Gets to the bottom of the track. Gets it wound back up. Staying green.
It's going to be a 3-4 horse battle here in a bit. 79 to 150. Freedy got a really good run off of turn 4. Looking to the outside of the row through 1 and 2. Oh, Pretty, though, gets a really bad exit off of turn 2.
That's going to bring the 54 side by side.
Yeah, and if you're Evan Ludy, it's what you want to see. Let these 3 duke it out. And look at Scott. Scott's just being really methodical here. Letting these guys duke it out. Got the run off corner exit. Able to run on 22. Smart move by Scott Stewart.
He's going to try and clear coming into turn 1. Not going to be able to do it, but going to get a good drive through the center. 22 is really struggling right now. It looks like I keep seeing him push really wide out in through the center of the corner.
Yeah, I've been watching the 22 really all run, and that's the one thing I've kind of been critiquing on. He has been entering these corners way too hot, and you've been seeing him watch up the track. You see him do it here in 1 and 2. You see he enters low, starts drifting up high. Well, a little bit of better 1 and 2 than 3 and 4 is when he really washes up the track.
Yeah, I think he learned something there, so now he's trying to back it down a little bit.
Right there. Washed way up.
He's just entering the corner. I mean, not as bad as before, though.
So,
but he's got a good gap back to 5th, so he doesn't have to push as hard right now. He can cool them tires down a little bit.
He's just entering too hot. Like I don't know if he feels that line fast, but when he enters like that and lets the car wash up the track, he is putting so much heat and wear in those right side tires. You see him do it 3 and 4, does it again.
That right front's paying the price.
That right front is screaming bloody murder, but we're watching him. We got a battle for the lead going. These other 2 drivers, they have caught the 28 of Evan Ludy. Also, keep an eye on Schaefer. Schaefer's been chasing these leaders as well. He has knocked that gap down to under 3 seconds now for the 3 all the way back in 5th. 54 of Banks looking to the inside of Ludi. Ludi, though, going to defend on that high line. One thing you're going to see here as this race progresses, and even throughout the week, is that high line in 3 and 4 is where you want to be at to defend your position. But in 1 and 2, I don't think you want to be high here. I think you want to be low.
Yeah, I agree. If you got to be side by side, you want to be low.
Yep, right there.
The high line gets really, really tight on corner exit.
Yep, and that's what we just saw. Oh, Stewart, what a save!
We actually have a ride along with Mr. Scott Stewart.
Right along with Mr. Stewart. Oh, that's Ludi. Hold on right here a bit. I want to see. Yeah, Ludi's just so tight off the corner right there. All right, we'll go for it. It's so fast when you're riding on board. Really hearing them, like, really hesitate to plant the throttle. Especially right here. You really hear it.
A little bit of a fender bender back here between the 21, the 90, and the 5. They keep it straight. Stay in green.
You can really hear them hesitate to plant that throttle off of turn 2. Like, he gets in the gas, he lets off, and he gets back in it. 3 and 4, 3 and 4 is really not that bad. But turn 2, especially how it has that Dover bump, like, it feels like the Dover bump when you're driving. Coming out of turn 2 right here, right there. You seem to get a little loose.
Well, to get the car to rotate, at least what I've found, is you have to use the throttle. So you're hitting the throttle to kind of get the car to settle, lifting to let it turn down, and then we got a caution.
Damn it, I did not want to see that. It was actually getting good back here with Schaefer and Preedy. Ooh, I see what happened with the caution. Man, I did not want to see that. That racing was getting good. And now Schollenbacher, Newbrow, Penley on. Whoa. I looked away for a second. What the hell happened there?
Oh, yeah.
Did Newbrow come up, or? Oh, and then his steering just broke. Oh, and Penley just nowhere for him to go. Absolutely destroys. All right. So did Newbrow come up, or did? I think Newbrow came. That's hard. I think Schollenbacher was trying to get his normal entry, because right there is where you kind of want to turn in. Here at Rockingham, you got to kind of turn in a little early, and Newbrow is there. See them get into it, and right here, nothing intentional by Newbrow getting into the 9. You can see as it slowed down, you can see that right front isn't turning. It's completely damaged. He's not trying to go up there and hit the 9. Look at the 8 of Penley. If this break's happened, they hit the wall, and just, man, nowhere for Penley to go. Nope. Ooh, no way Schaefer beat him. What? Move back to the lead, and I'm... Hey, Tony, go back and watch the 22 and the 3 off of pit lane. How in the hell did Schaefer... Oh, I think Newbrow got a penalty at some point because... not Newbrow, Chestnut.
I'm not seeing anything showing up in iRacing as of yet.
Because, going back and watching...
He is falling to the back.
Okay. And I'll say this. I don't know how Schaefer did it, but for him to get that really bad entry into his pit box like he did, and still almost beat Preedy out, granted Preedy I think got his speeding penalty. Watching pit stop here, but for him to get that really bad entry in the pit box and then still would beat him out, that's impressive. And I will say this, if you have never raced at Rockingham before, Tony, good luck with pit boxes.
Yeah, they're
so.
tight.
For those of you guys watching that are gonna race later on this week, are they guys watching confused what I mean? If you have a pit stall in turn 1, it comes up out of nowhere. And even with your spotter counting you down, you still get lost because it is such a blind corner.
And if there's cars already on,
oh my god!
Boxes, yeah, you can't see anything.
You know.
And it's like racing pit boxes where you don't have your normal sign; you have the old school stop, which is hard to see if there's other cars in your way too. So
yeah, like before I ever raced at Rockingham, I thought Phoenix was bad. No, Rockingham is by far the worst if you have that pit box in that corner.
Yeah.
And it's actually almost a disadvantage qualifying P1 because, like you said, if there's cars in front of you in pit lane, you could easily miss that first pit box.
Yeah, the only good thing is if you can stay out front, then it's not bad because you don't have to deal with that.
All right, well, Banks, Schaefer, we line up nose to tail on the outside line. Scott D. Stewart, Evan Ludy. Evan Ludy lost a lot of spots in pit lane. How about Brady Price when we start P6 here in that 32 Bojangles machine? Alright, pace trucks and pull off. Brandon Banks can lead back the green. No surprise there. Him and Schaefer get a great launch, and I would not be surprised to see Schaefer be able to clear the 88 off a corner exit here. Schaefer on that high line. Going to be able to clear the 88. Coming up on the 18 to Kevin Biggs, who's coming out of pit lane. Kevin, though, not for what he's going to do here. Is he going to stay high? Oh, this might cause some issues for the 3 of Schaefer. No, they're able to get through. I will say this, though, Tony. I am very surprised. 4 races in.
Oh, big wreck. 1 and 71, and the 21, and the 89.
No, not Alyssa.
Yeah.
Oh, no. She was running so well tonight.
She had fallen back in that last run to like the 15th position. I'm thinking that damage. But yeah, that was a big one.
There was another wreck. Schaefer wrecked too.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
But I think Schaefer might have got lucky. I think the caution came out. Hold on. We'll go back and watch her wreck.
Yeah, he didn't hit anything, so.
Where are the caution lights at? That's my question. So Schaefer's loose. No caution lights yet. Actually, hold on. I gotta go to the caution stand. The flag stand. I don't know. There's no caution lights around Rockingham. What the heck?
Yeah, I think they're only like in the corners.
Alright, let's go back and see what happened here to these guys. Let's see where Schaefer lines up at. Alright, so let's go on board with Alyssa. She's back here with the squirrels. Not sure what happened to Alyssa because she has a lot of left rear damage now. They're just 3 wide entering turn 1, and we were giving Alyssa credit, giving a little bit earlier, but I think that was a little bit of an aggressive move with how much racing we had left. But yet again, I don't think she knew Gibb was on the inside. Yeah, because she was turning down like they were too wide. Yeah, I don't think she had an idea Giberson was there in the 97.
And one really didn't have anywhere to go but wash up a little bit. And
Gary Sack just absolutely, if this was real life, probably just completely murdered Alyssa because he went right through the car. Alright, so where is Schaefer at now after that wreck? Oh, he's actually on pit lane. So where was he gonna line up at? That was my question. Oh, you know what, Tony? I think iRacing scored him as part of that wreck, and since he got sideways, he lost all that track position.
Well, I feel like that's only fair, right? You make a mistake or something happens, you shouldn't be able to get your positions back, even if that wasn't the cause of the caution.
Yeah, you just know in iRacing how there's been situations where caution's out and like you get wrecked while pacing and they still get all spots back. I think since he spun out after caution was flying, iRacing thought he was in that wreck and that's why he lost all his spots. But what I was trying to say before the wreck happened is 4 races in, I am absolutely amazed that DVR has yet to win. I mean, DVR ran roughshod over us last season. And to see Banks and Schaefer with a goose egg in that win column, it kind of dumbfounds me, to be honest.
Yeah, 100%. Those two really dominated last season, and not to see them up there in the winner's circle yet is kind of insane to me. But we did have a massive update to this car over the off season, so maybe that's part of it.
I mean, it's not just that. I mean, you look who two of our winners so far this season. Nathan Penley, who was by far our residential Sheldon Creed. I mean, that guy finished second
Yeah.
more times than I can count last season. Could not get that win out of the way. Finally got the win. I think the second race this season. Scott Stewart, new to this series, coming up from trucks, has had a very impressive run. Ethan, of course, won Daytona. And then Justin Miller. Did Justin win last week at Pocono? No. What did Justin win? Oh, he won Vegas.
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's right.
Or 3 weeks ago, I guess now with the off week.
And if I'm not mistaken, Justin Miller was brought up this season too, right?
Yeah, I believe he came out of ARCA.
Yeah, that's going to hurt Schaefer. He can start 16th here. I don't know if he has enough time to make his way to the front.
Well, I think for him, you get the spots when you can. There's going to be more cautions closer to the end of the race we get here. Don't be in the caution and grab any spots as you can get them.
Alrighty, Peter's going to pull off. Stewart Banks and leads back to green. Banks was a good launch. Evan Ludy right there with him. Actually, Stewart kind of got caught sleeping there. Ludy able to clear Stewart going into turn one. He's able to clear Stewart. I would keep an eye on Ludy because Ludy had a really good run on older tires. I don't know if he can be able to catch Banks, but if he can catch Banks, he might be able to contend for a win here.
Yeah, just looking at the long run speed of Banks, it's really going to be tough. You're going to need to be able to get out in front of him on a restart.
Oh, 36 is back and loose. What a save! Oh, but they're still wrecking.
Yep, behind.
No caution though. They stay green.
There it is.
There it is.
42 locked it down.
Did he spin out?
I think he got loose trying to avoid that and ended up just locking it down, but nobody really got into him, at least from what I saw.
Oh, he got ran over by the 12.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. He was checking up to avoid anything and got hit from behind.
Come on, Bucks. Don't let the Kansas City refs win. Alrighty, ninth caution of the race. With how tough these cars are to handle, a little bit better than I was anticipating. And I'll say this, Tony. Looking at the scoreboard, we're talking about Schaefer not having enough time. He made up 4 spots in that short run. So.
Oh yeah, when they're bunched up like that, you get a good restart. You can definitely gain 2, 3, 4 spots here. In every caution, you're going to have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Does Rockingham have lights? I'll say this. I think this would be a really cool race at night.
Yeah, they definitely do not have lights.
Oh, they need to put that in.
Maybe with the new repave, they added lights. I don't know.
Oh, did they repave? Yeah, they did repave it. Dang it.
Yeah, but I'm curious though, because I really am. I'm curious if they did like they did North Wilkesboro, where they just paved over top of the bumps and left them, didn't smooth them out.
No, Rockingham's not closed. They're going there next season, dude. Xfinity and trucks are racing at Easter weekend. I'm going to both. It's an hour away. Why would I not go to both those races? Bowman Gray's not closed either. They're racing there next season. What track are you thinking of that's closed?
Chicagoland?
They need to reopen that track.
Auto Club?
That track
Doesn't exist?
That track in the next gen would be such good damn racing. Oh my god. Please,
And restart.
NASCAR.
Banks gets a huge launch. 90 is slow.
Scott Stewart to OD around Evan Liddy rolling through 1 and 2. Look at P3. Brady Price looking to make some moves. Is Evan Liddy going to fight back? Looking for that crossover coming out of turn 4. Man, if I'm Brady here, I think you kind of just got to settle in. Don't make mistakes. I like Brady and all, but that's what kind of bites him in the butt a lot of times. If he seems to overdrive the car and cost him a good finish. Right now he's running in the top 5. He can manage a top 10 finish if he just calms down and let the race come to him.
He just had a big moment coming off
Yes.
of turn 4. Lost a lot of speed, a lot of momentum.
Well, and just watching Brady here, he's doing what Brady was doing. He's overdriving the corner entry a lot. Oh, he blinked out.
Yeah, now he's blinking.
No! Oh, man. I can't
36 sideways on the bottom. I think he got tapped in the back end. I'm not sure, though.
Oh, don't tell me he blinked out. No, he's back. Woo! Oh, flip call back there. They closed one near. Yep, that's what it was. No, Rockingham is not closed. They actually still do a lot of events at the drag strip out there. I've been to the drag strip a couple times since they stopped racing at the Rock.
Yeah, I was just looking at some of the pictures of the repave, and it looks like they smoothed it all out, so that's unfortunate.
Ah, dang. I will say this though. Rockingham coming back on the schedule is long overdue. They got a big fund from the state of North Carolina like 7-8 years ago. Like they were supposed to be.
Ooh, Schaefer in the wall.
Schaefer and somebody else into the wall come off turn 2. Yet we realized Brady's blinking. Shouldn't you be out there driving, Jacob?
I think he parked it.
He did. I'm giving him a hard time. That's at least starting to heat up, though. And if I'm Evan Ludy, this is what you want to see. Let these guys burn their tires up. Sit back there patient. Look at the 55 and Nathan Estep. Haven't talked about him at all tonight. Up 34 spots from where he started at. What a run.
He is our points leader.
I have. No, I don't have it up. I had it up. Nathan Estep, he is our points leader by just 4 points. to Eric Schaefer. Sam Gordon, haven't talked about him at all tonight. He's having a decent race. I think he's just outside the top 10, but he's at P3 in points. What a year that is for Gordon. Barely, I think he missed the playoffs last year. And just 4 races in, he's sitting 3rd in points. So, yeah, Nathan is our points leader by 4 points over Schaefer right now. Looking to get some points on Schaefer. Schaefer currently running in 7th.
I'd have to go back and look at stage points. I don't recall what Schaefer got for stage points, and I don't believe Gordon was in.
Schaefer
might have been towards the back end.
Schaefer got stage points because he was making his way through the field.
Yeah. Oh, for any Kansas City fans, Mahomes is hurt.
Is he? Oh, yep, there it was. Tweaked his ankle.
Yeah, non-contact injury there. Oh, and he's being helped back.
Mahomes is like me. He has canes. He pretty hard into the outside ball for turn 2. That was a hard hit for that 22 machine. He just jammed it. Banks, though. I'll tell you this much. It's been a while since we've seen someone able to match lap for lap with Brandon Banks, other than his teammate Schaefer. And that's what Scott Stewart's been doing on this whole entire initial restart.
Yeah, and Scott Stewart is new to the Xfinity series, but he is definitely not a slouch. He was very, very competitive in trucks last season.
Scott Stewart is all over that bumper.
Yes, he is. Trying to find a way around.
You mentioned it earlier talking about the draft, and that's what we're seeing here. Scott Stewart, he's not really getting the drive off Banks and getting off the corners, but he's really letting that draft do the work for him, catching up that bumper going down the straightaway we have here at Rockingham. And I will say this right now. I forgot to mention this. I don't know how the Xfinity car handle on old tires through the front stretch, but next gen on the front stretch on old tires, oh my gosh, is it loose. Wow.
Yeah.
It's tricky because you want to hit it full throttle, but if you put just a little too much steering input into that wheel going through a trial, you're going to go for a ride. It's not even a trial. What is it called? It's not even a trial.
I don't know. It's a weird shape, but I will say from my experience out there in practice, I don't feel like the Xfinity car is nowhere as bad as the next gen car for that, but it's still pretty sketchy.
Schaefer, he made his way up to the 5th. I will say this, with how tricky this track is, right, and how technical it is, I am surprised through the green flag runs we have had, we haven't came across like heavy lap traffic yet. I would have thought for sure after about 20-25 laps, you would have been getting in the lap traffic, but these guys are still a whole straightaway and a half behind the rear of the pack.
I feel like it's really hard to be fast, but it's at this track. But being slow, you're not that much slower. We're talking, 3, 4, 5 tenths a lap, and they're running 25 and a half second laps right now. So it takes, I'd say it's going to take a good 40 to 50 laps before you get lapped, unless something happens. You get, hit the wall, really lose your speed. But if you're able to just run a clean line, it should take quite a while to get lapped here.
Yeah, and Schaefer making his way into P4. It's the third time Schaefer has made his way from the back to the front this race. I don't know what the record is for passing cars on Relentless, but he might have said it here tonight, because, gosh. Let's see, pass everybody at least 3 times now. Pretty impressive, if you ask me.
And back to our leaders here. I feel like Scott is definitely faster at the moment, but just can't get around the 54. But I feel like he's doing everything right. He's keeping the pressure on him. Doesn't have to force the issue yet. There's still 24 laps to go. Just keep the pressure on him and hope he makes a mistake. And, we get 5 laps to go, then maybe you push the issue a little more. But the 28 car is inching closer.
Yeah. He's not inching closer like a ton, but ever so slightly he's catching them.
Yeah, a couple hundredths a lap.
I'm kind of curious in 23 laps if they're going to come into lap traffic. Stewart, they're trying to get a run off the high line. He might get it here. Really good corner exit off of turn 3 and 4. To the inside of Banks he goes. Scotty Stewart.
Oh, we got a wreck in the back.
Don't you say that. No! It's
Options out.
good! Damn it!
I'm pretty confident everybody's coming in for tires here.
Nah. Stay out. What happened to Oh!
So there was an issue with the 38 the lap before, the corner before. The 38 and the 97 touched a little bit. 38 got loose. And I think that's trying to get back into a rhythm and not quite getting there. Yeah, 38 washed up the track just a little bit. Got out of his rhythm. Bad exit. Hits the wall.
Oh, Vincent, there's nowhere for him to go.
Killed the 2, killed the 36.
Dang, it was getting good.
Well, and let's see, we got.
Do you take 2? Laps. Does anyone take 2?
That's my question. If you do, is it going to work? There's still quite a few laps left, but if you can run anywhere decent of a pace, it might be beneficial just getting that launch. I think it'd be really hard to defend that. I think the aggressive move is to take 4. If you really want to run hot laps for the next, 16, 15 laps.
Oh, shit, for the overshot of pit box. Four for the 54.
3 had to back up, it looked like.
Yeah, he did.
So looks like they both took 4, judging by how they came out. The 54, the 88, and the 28.
Yeah, everybody took 4. Brosa, though. I think he's coming out this time.
I feel like the 88, this is going to be the restart, right? He needs to not sleep. He needs to be right with the 54 to have a chance. Looks like we're going to have about 25. No, I'm sorry, I can't count. About 16, 15 laps to go when we go green. So short run. I don't think we're going to see much tire saving here. It's going to be go, go, go.
I don't know if I would say that. I mean, 16 laps is still a lot here at Rockingham on these tires.
It is, but I think you're pushing for every position you can get right now. I think the whole field is, and there's going to be more caution. So you're going to try to get everything you can right away. I will say this.
Not. This has been the best race of the season, like as far as like green flag battles have gone. Like this race has been impressive.
The 54 car taking that outside lane, that's something we haven't seen yet. I believe he's taking the inside lane every time. So this, I think the outside lane is the right choice.
Well, it's the right choice for a couple reasons. One, the run you can get in turn 1, and 2, it is so hard to judge as that second car in line. And you see right there, such a good launch out of the 54.
I think the 88 had to check up. I think he thought he got too good of a launch. It looked like he was afraid of getting a black flag there and had to back it down.
Oh, Banks got loose off a turn 2. Here comes Nathan Estep. To the lead he goes.
And they're wrecking behind.
Nathan Estep gets loose in turn 3 and 4. Scotty Stewart to the lead.
Stewart there.
Oh, and the 54 goes around.
Big wreck. 32, 22, 54. Then we had another one earlier. The 77 was in.
So there's a lot to break down. So this really kind of all starts. So you see the 54 of Brandon Banks just gets a little too happy on the throttle, gets loose. What a save it was by the 54. Nathan gets around him. So then Nathan, he gets loose going into turn 3. Goes up and smacks the wall. And how was Brandon Banks' turn? Oh, Brady got loose and got into him.
Yeah. And then he got a bump from the 22 and that turned him down into 54 and finished him off. But I will say that's one thing that I did notice in practice is that first lap, that car is extremely loose. So you really have to anticipate that. And I feel like drivers were pushing a little too hard. Yeah, that 22 just cleaned out the 32 down in the 54.
I think Brady got away with no damage, though. Oh my gosh, he did. Oh, just stop.
Locked it down.
Wow. And this is what I was talking about earlier in the race. I was like, Brady just kind of needs to calm down and let the race come to him. I mean, I kind of got a fault that there and a little bit on Brady. He came down, he hit the 54, got him loose, shot him up the track, and then the 22, just nowhere for him to go, gets into the back of Brady Price.
Yeah, I feel like it was probably something that was manageable. Wouldn't have been a huge caution if the 22 would have realized what was happening. Because I believe the 32 was probably checking up to give the 54 a chance to
How
collect.
the hell is Brady lined up fourth?
Okay, looks like it gave him his spot back.
See, and that's what I was talking about earlier. When Schaefer wrecked, that's what I was talking about. Schaefer got unlucky, and Brady I guess he got lucky. I mean, he was all the way in the grass, and iRacing gave him all the spots back.
All right, so if you're the 88, what are you doing right now on this restart? I know what I'm doing.
I'm gonna choose the high line, and here's why I'm gonna choose it. And I might catch some slack for this, but I don't think with how aggressive Schaefer drives, I don't think you want Schaefer behind you right now.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I would rather keep the 3 car on the bottom line behind the second place car.
But yet again, and then you look who's fourth. I mean, same with Brady. Nothing against Brady, but how aggressive is Brady going to be right here?
Yeah, but I think the Highline restart is it's safer because even if you don't trust the driver behind you on the Highline, you get such a launch that you have your choice coming into turn 1 what line you want. I think, and this is nothing against anybody, but I think if you're the 88, you want Schaefer to be the 3rd car, not the you don't want him behind the leader because it gives him an advantage to get a better restart than being behind the 2nd place car.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to see the Kansas City refs win. look, coming from somebody that had ankle problems, it was just he just jammed it.
Yeah, I think he tweaked it a little bit. They probably taped it up and
I
sent it back
tell
out.
you what, when you tweak it like that though, it's worse than rolling it. It's it's not fun. All right, Ludi, Stewart, and restarting here. How aggressive those guys in the second row get?
You know, they got a couple laps on their tires. They won't be as loose as fresh tires going into turn one. So I think this will be pretty clean at the front. Back, well, if they're digging, we probably haven't seen the last caution.
No.
Green flag.
All right, green flag back out in the air. Ludi gets a really good launch, actually. Wow, what a launch by the 28.
Yeah, he did. But then the 28, I think, is going to have the preferred line coming out of turn two.
Oh, he's going to get loose, so I think Stewart got a little loose as well. 20 is Ludi to the lead. Going down the back stretch.
Yeah, if he can hang
Stewart
here
just overcooked that corner.
Got loose. Overdrove it.
10 to go this time by Evan Ludi in the lead.
11 on the apron and the tri-oval, sort of, I guess. I don't know what they call it.
Oh, my. What? Wow. What a save by Brady Price. Wow. Tony, if you get a chance, go back and watch Brady save that car off the 2. Oh, I thought he was a goner. Actually, Brady Price falling back some more.
86 on the apron, got tapped by the 23. Able to... Oh, 23, big one. 12, 97, 86,
oh
30,
my God.
18.
Hold on a second. I want to go back. What happened to Brady here? So, there's a lot to break down there, too. So, here's Brady off of turn 2. Watch this thing. He's loose, and Brady just has to calm down.
I think he got in that lazy spin.
Oh, my gosh. What a save by Brady. So, he gets loose. I think he's still trying to collect it going into turn 3. He is.
Came in way too hot.
I'll say this. Brady did a phenomenal job keeping that car going straight. And then this is the wreck that happened here. So, we'll rewind it. Oh, play it. Here's the 23 of Conley. This gets loose, shoots down, hits the wall. But there's another wreck behind him with Gibb and Wiggins.
Yeah, there was a whole lot of wrecking there.
86 loose. Oh, wow.
Slides up on track. 97 hits the wall, comes down in the 12. They probably would have hit regardless.
Oh, they would have.
Yeah, they were going to.
What about the 77? What happened to him? There's so much to break down here.
It looked like he turned down maybe to try to avoid that, and the 30 car was there, and
he hit the wall too. Oh, what a hit to the 77! There's so much. There's like 5 wrecks in one right there. So the 13 might be 46 laps now, but watch on board with him. Oh my gosh. That's one of those moments you wish you're on the lead lap would have been a lot cooler. You can't see a thing.
And all the spots you would have gained right there.
Yes. I've had wrecks like that where I avoid them like, why can't I have been on the lead lap? What a wreck.
Steina's predicting Ludi's going to get this one. He's going to have his hands full with Schaefer, though.
And what this really did is it really let Scott Stewart back into the fight as well. So
it's like Ludi's going to choose the bottom line here. We did notice earlier that he was pretty comfortable down there.
He took the lead from the bottom.
Yeah. He got that good launch, able to hang on the bottom. And if you can stay side by side off at turn 2, you're going to have the advantage.
Yeah, Ludi has been close multiple times. But I mean, holding off Justin May, Eric Schaefer, and Scott Stewart is going to be no easy task. What Ludi has to do here is he has to keep his nerves under control. Like, he cannot let it get the better of him. We have seen, since these guys got their tires, we have seen 3 separate leaders. No, 4. We've seen Nathan wreck. We've seen the 88 wreck. I think 54 wrecked. Yeah, so 3 leaders have wrecked since these guys got new tires.
And it was all over driving.
Yep.
All of them.
The Ludi just kind of he has to clear Schaefer, but you got to be smart. You cannot overdrive the car. Alrighty, Ludi Schaefer gonna lead back to green here. 4 to go here at Rockingham. Ludi with a really good restart.
Great launch.
Alright, for Ludi, he's got to hit your marks. He's clear by a bit too. He has a good 3-4 crawling ahead of him. Schaefer getting loose, hits the wall for turn 2. Schaefer overcooks the entry to turn 1, but look at the run he's gonna get off of turn 4. Or turn 3, man. Oh, they're wrecked behind him. Brady Price around. Into the grass he goes. Back up on track. Yale's going to come back out.
That was weird. I didn't really see what got Brady sideways like that. Just overcooked it or what?
Hit the wall. Oh, he hit the wall, and when it kind of goes from safer barrier back to concrete, it just shot him. That was weird. First time we've seen that tonight. Yeah, the wall. Ooh, back up in the traffic. I mean, if you're Brady, why not come take tires? You're at the end of the pack. Why not?
Right.
What is Schaefer doing?
I don't know, but I did hear some comms that didn't sound very good.
Between Ludi and Schaefer?
No.
Oh.
I'm not sure what all was involved there, but
yeah, and with it being a green-white checker, all Ludi has to do is get a really good launch.
I went back and watched, and if there was any, I didn't really see anything that would be any cause for concern on that restart regarding the 3 and the
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, Schaefer hit him hard enough to give him a little bit of bumper damage that buffed out, but first attempt at green white checkered. Lights on the pace tracker going to turn off.
There's a name we haven't really said all race. Chad Wiggins up in the top 10.
he's had a race of attrition for sure. Back green flag racing go. Ludy's a pretty good restart though. Schaefer able to kind of hold his own there to roll through 1 and 2, 2 to go this time by.
Oh, wrecking behind 36.
Oh, and the 77 around as well. Hold on, you guys. Oh, that. What in the world happened there? Whoa! What in the.
Well, looking at his car, I'm assuming he couldn't turn.
No! It actually started Ricky.
Oh.
Yeah, the 11. Oh, he got hit by the 38. Yeah.
Yeah, he sure did. The 11 was checking up for whoever that was in front of him. I couldn't tell who it was, but
I hear Tom Golker getting loose to the inside.
well, we paid for 3 green-white checkers. I guess we might as well use them all.
This is the second. Yep. Oh, alright, that's interesting. Did you know NASCAR tore down Bubba's car?
Really?
Yeah. Yep, NASCAR, I guess, is tearing down Bubba Wallace's car.
If I was NASCAR, the first thing I would have done after that race was went over and checked tire pressure so he couldn't claim he had a flat tire.
I just find it hard to believe you go 500 laps with no flat tires, and at the end, magically,
Yeah.
yeah. Now, if it had been like the Indy 2009, 10 race, where they're getting flats left and right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, right.
I mean, Chevy was in the wrong too, though. I mean, you can't just walk the whole track at Martinsville. Like I said earlier, though, if NASCAR wants to set a precedent, this is not okay, and I'm not going to stand for this. You penalize all 3 cars. The 1, 3, and 23. Alrighty, lights on the pace are going to turn off. I think Kevin Biggs can get a wave around here. Oh, you heard the tinkle again.
Green flag.
Alright, green flag back out in the air. Evan Ludy leading us back to green with another pretty good restart there. Schaefer really can't contend with it. Ludy's a good launch off of turn 2. Schaefer gets a little loose to go into turn 3 and 4. Can we get the white flag this time by? Schaefer, the really good entry into 3. He's going to wash up the track off of exit of turn 4. White flag, 1 to go here at Rockingham. Evan Ludy looking for his first career win in the Xfinity Series. Eric Schaefer looking for his first win of the season. Coming out of turn 2 for the last time. Schaefer gets a little loose. Evan
Definitely
Ludy
lost momentum on corner exit there for the 3.
Yeah, Evan Ludy gonna sell it into turn 3 and 4. Schaefer gonna try to get it off of turn 4. Can't do it. Evan Ludy will win for the first time here at Rockingham. Eric Schaefer and Justin made it around at your podium finish. Scott Stewart and Nathan Estep, your top 5. Evan Ludy finally gets the win. Ludy's gonna take a whole nother lap. I think here comes his teammate Atkinson. Evan Ludy got to be happy right now.
Oh, for sure.
Alrighty. Well, let's kick it off with the Hot Wheels machine. Justin May coming across P3, man. You had a pretty rough race. I think you're caught in one early on, able to fight back to a solid P3, dude. I don't think you had anything for Ludy or Schaefer at the end, but I think you'll set up for a P3 after tonight.
No, yeah, definitely. I'll settle for a P3. I didn't have anything from him for him unless it went like a super long run. I was pretty good on long runs, saving tires. But first off, I want to apologize to my teammate Kevin Biggs. I ran right in the back of him at the end of that stage. Him and Alyssa. I had fresh tires. I was coming. Like I restarted 22nd, and I was up to like 8th in 20 laps, and I was flying and they checked up a bit, I think, or they were just running side by side, and I just didn't get on the brakes hard enough, and I took out my teammate, which is like the last thing you want to do. So
it's typical Xfinity.
Yeah.
JRM, Joe Gibbs, just typical Xfinity shenanigans.
Yeah, definitely. So I want to apologize to him, and I'm glad to bring it home third for high side racing. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, congrats on your P3. Let's get your shout outs in, and good luck next next week? Where the heck do you guys go next week?
I think Sonoma.
Oh, yeah, goody. Road course race. No, it's Kansas.
Yeah, I won't be anywhere near the broadcast if it's road course racing.
Hey, I
I'll just
love
be
Sonoma. Sonoma's my second favorite road course to race at in stock cars. So,
I'll just be hiding in the back.
all right, man. Let's get your shout outs in. Good luck next week at Kansas.
High side racing. Give a shout out to Kevin. Him and I practice a lot. Kevin Biggs. Give a shout out to you admins for running this league. And a shout out to Kyle Petty Hot Wheels. And then my normal sponsor is my racing fantasy league, Dick Trickle Fantasy Racing. So give a shout out to those boys too.
All right, man. Congrats. All right, next let's bring in our P2 finisher, Eric Schaefer, coming up one spot short from getting your first win of the season. But, man, yeah, I think you passed more cars than I've ever seen pass in Relentless. You went to the back to the front like 3 times. Very 2022 Charlotte Kyle Larson drive by you here tonight, dude.
Yeah, man. The first time was I got right rear hooked by Cedric off the. It was like the second or third lap off the 2. Smacked the wall, came down to me a little bit, and I said, "All right, well, we'll go in, check tires, go in, and get fuel." Then the second time was my dumbass speeding on the exit of pit road, and then the third time is when I thought I was going to go up and hit the 18 after I hit the apron, and then just locked them up, and the caution came out before I got stopped. So I just stopped, went to the back. So it is what it is. No, that's to me. That's the fun part, man. Coming from the back to the front. I love stuff like that. That's a challenge to me. And surprisingly, I didn't kill my tires that bad going all the way back up to the front. No, I'll take P2 after all that tonight.
All right, man. Well, still trying to get that first win eluding you last season. Good luck next week at Kansas, and congrats on passing more cars than I can count in a solid P2.
Yeah, man, appreciate it. I want to shout out to you guys for putting on the broadcast. Shout out to all the admins, and shout out to all the DVR guys. Banks got screwed there, man. That was his race to lose. But huge shout out to Hastings. Once he got out, he was in there spotting for me. So no, but that's it, man.
All right, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, bringing in our race winner. Finally, the weight is off his shoulders. Evan Ludy finally able to go to victory lane here in the Xfinity Series for Relentless. Man, this was a couple seasons in the making. You have came close multiple times. You finally get the job done, dude. Congrats on that. What was going through your head at the end of that race? Really, once you got the lead, when the 3 other leaders in front of you wrecked, like, I was saying on the broadcast, like, he has to be careful not to overdrive the car, because we just saw 3 separate people lose the lead from overdriving their cars.
Honestly, Isaac, I was just trying to save tires, but then it kind of got nasty mid-pack. There was a couple yellows, and I knew it was going to come down to like a green-white checker situation. And honestly, I wasn't that loose off of 2, so I was worried about just losing it on pace because, I mean, as you guys saw, we had the 3. I had the 3 behind me. That's the best there is. I was scared he was going to get me like Bristol last season, but man, we got some good restarts, kind of kept him on his toes, and we were just fast enough when it counted. So I couldn't be happier. I finished second, third a couple times at Vegas earlier this season, and I got into Banks, which I felt bad about on that last lap. So been close so many times and finally put it together, especially after not qualifying too. I just wanted to see how the first little stage was going to go, so I just hung around in the back, kept filling up the gas and starting in the back, and finally it was time to stage to flip and just try and stay in up front. Man, there's a lot of speed up there. Scott Jr., Banks, Schaefer, Brady Price was up there, May, E-Step. I mean, there's a lot of speed, man. It was good racing up front, and man, I'm just glad to win.
Yeah, man. You nailed those restarts every time you're up there.
Especially the one that got you the lead, dude. Talk us through that one. You were starting, I think, bottom, And for the first time, really, this season, we saw someone able to pull even with the leader going into turn one. Like, that was, I don't know how you did it.
Yeah, at Vegas, after Vegas, because I was kind of up front top 5 the whole race. My restarts were terrible, and I told my crew chief Bill Moore and Greg Rogers, I was like, man, I really need to work on these restarts. So, in officials and just to practice races and stuff, really worked on it, and I mean, it paid off a little bit. Scott, I don't know why he started on the outside. To be honest, I was thankful he did, and I was kind of able to stay side by side. I think he maybe got in the marbles or something a little bit because he got loose and yeah, I think he settled in like 4th or 5th or something. But I don't know. From there, it was just Eric Schaefer. You guys know the drill. So.
Yeah.
Well, I got to tell you this though, real quick. So from what we saw from the booth, you were probably the only person that could hang on the bottom line
Yes.
on a restart.
Yes.
Everybody else was getting a huge gap when they were launching from the top line. So whatever you were doing was working, and nobody else, aside from when we had teammates side by side for the restart, it's the only time we really saw the bottom line being competitive.
I mean, we knew this track was going to be real hard, man. It's real bumpy. It's a scary track. So, Peters, Nallback, Conley, shout out all those guys. We did a ton of practice races, just little hosted. And I found out quick, man. I couldn't save tires on the top. I know Banks and Scott, when they were running in front of me, I was still trying to be a bottom feeder, and they were on the top. I kept expecting them to burn their tires up, but they didn't. So bottom work for me. You just got to get a good exit pointing at the wall and keep it straight. Is the only way I could save tire. If I ran the top, it was 10 laps and my right front was done.
All right, man.
But,
My bad.
had a good scheme, man. I love this scheme. Shout out Davey Allison. I got Greg's sponsor, Greg's website on there, NASCAR Race Companion. Everybody needs to go check that out when you're watching any of the NASCAR races, man. It's great. You can see lap times, people's tires, when they last pitted. It's a really good website. But I'm happy to get this for SVR. I appreciate all the admin, putting this on and restarting the session. We had a little hiccup at the front, but man, everybody put on a great show and couldn't be happier.
All right, man. Congrats on your first win. 5th race of the season, 5th new winner. So it's the playoffs are shaping up to be pretty interesting. So good luck next week at Kansas, and talk to you later.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, so that will conclude tonight's race here at Rockingham. Still got a week, some races left this week. I think it's Rockingham across the board, except for ARCA. I think ARCA wants to be different, and they are going to Chicagoland. So definitely tune in for that. Trucks Cup going to Rockingham. I'm kind of curious how the trucks are going to handle here. Because the trucks, last time I raced Rockingham in the trucks, it was actually really, really fun. You didn't get really too loose off of 2, so I'm kind of curious to see what's going to happen tomorrow night in the truck series.
So I will say, out of this week or within the last 2 weeks, I've ran Cup, Xfinity, Gen 6, and trucks. And trucks were probably the most stable out of all of them at Rockingham.
No shocker. I mean, trucks are usually the most stable. But we will catch you guys next time. Hopefully Jake can do it tomorrow, because I kind of want to keep my eyes glued to something else tomorrow night instead of the race. So if I gotta do it tomorrow, I'll do it tomorrow. If not, we will see you guys Thursday night in ARCA. And you guys stay safe.